Welcome back to the Allgoods, Vietnam through the eyes of love. It's June 3rd, 1971, and today's letter from my mom, Sarah, shows the physical toll early pregnancy is taking on her, along with her signature honesty, humor, and grit. She's navigating long hospital shifts, mounting exhaustion, and the reality of soon transitioning out of the military. What stands out to me most in this letter is how vulnerable she allows herself to be, with her body, with money, with uncertainty, and how steady her love for my dad remains through it all. Reading this for the first time now, as her daughter, I'm struck by how raw and real her life was at this moment, and how deeply she believed in the future they were building. This was a woman determined to push through whatever came her way, and write about it with unfiltered clarity. Let's listen in. Hi, Whittle Chickadee. How does this letter find my precious darling? Loving your wife, maybe? I love you so much. I can't even get through half a page without telling you how much I care. Ha! I beat you to the punch! I had planned to write last night, but Pearl Harbor hit this place when I came on duty. I had a very bad night. The very first sickness was last night. I went to Jan Trans for dinner with the girls. We had spaghetti and wine and salad, so it was just too much for your pregnant wife. I no sooner finished than I had to run and slash. By 10:30, I was slashing and shitting. I couldn't decide which end had to go first. I finally got myself together enough to come up to work about 11:15. I simply did the duties that had to be done and slept in between slashes. Dr. Brecken had given me some pills for sickness, but they didn't stay down long enough to help. I couldn't even keep a Coke down. Anyway, I went home as soon as I gave report, crashed, woke up at noon to put my robe on and check my mail. My precious had written another beautiful letter. You write the best letters. You even have paragraphs in yours. Well, I told Colonel Truitt my DOS was 12 July, and all you could see was the whites of her eyes. She looked at May and said, "Do you think Sarah can teach you in 2 easy lessons how to scrub heart cases?" Mary was pleased. She said, "I know Dick will be happy because he knows you well enough to know you will try to take it easy working, but you don't know how." She was really nice. Peggy is so upset she can't even talk to me. Kinda tickles me. In other words, Mary is the only one concerned about us and the baby. Well, Connie, but they are more like captains and majors than friends. I love you, precious. Jan was excited about getting a letter from you. Kinda made her day. She called tonight, but I wanted to stay in bed until coming to work. Buck was down there, and they wanted me to come have a drink before work. I'm drinking very little and smoking none. The booze just doesn't taste good right now. The butts make me nauseated, so I'm staying away. Listen, baby, out of my 31st check, I put some in savings, paid my car insurance, bought food and a little booze, a telephone bill, the club, and other odds and ends. I had planned on writing the rent check out of your money. I will write it in the morning. It's just $150. I also screwed up and forgot I owed Jim Mays $30 for my share of the promotion party. I only have $27 left, and I have to pay the maid out of that. Anyway, I wrote Jim a check for 3rd June for $40. He gave me $10 back so I didn't have to go out and cash a check for a change. Total $190 will be coming out of your account. I hope it doesn't screw you up. I could have written the insurance out of yours, but it was 6 half dozen the other. I figured maybe they would take my signature on your check easier. I felt funny having to use your money. It wasn't poor management or planning. I just couldn't seem to make $231.93 spread to $395. I'm glad I married an accountant. When you come home, I am never going to write another bill or try to balance a checking account. Okay? It just drives me apeshit. You're my little love. Baby, my boobs, you'd never believe them. They would actually drive you to fuck. Ha! I weigh 140 pounds. I weighed 136 last Thursday. You wanted me to gain, but I think that's too fast. Still in all, I'm eating good for my little one. I want him to be healthy, sexy, and strong like his father. You noticed I said him. I dreamed we had a boy. He had black hair, blue eyes, and was big at birth. Be interesting to remember this at birth. What do you think our baby will be? You must have an opinion. This is my last 11 to 7. I really wouldn't mind staying on nights. The time does pass fast. I'm up all night and CP all day. Gotcha. I love you. I said it first. Ha. Baby, will you have to change any records in order for me to become a dependent? Do I need any kind of identification? Do you get a housing allotment for being married when I quit work? I know absolutely nothing about being dependent. I'm afraid it will take a little getting used to. You know, even when I was married to George, I worked and had my own money. It's really funny. I think when I quit work, I'll feel really married and pregnant. I'm going to just relax and enjoy having my wonderful husband take care of his wife and baby. How does that sound for trying to get accustomed to being dependent? Ha! Gotcha again. I love you. I think I've rambled on long enough. You probably need to rest your eyes by now. I think I asked and told you all that was on my mind. I love you. I love you. I'll stick to you tight. Did you like that little rhyme? Again, I hope I didn't screw up your checking account. I'm your whittle chickadee. Are you my whittle chickie? I want you so badly. I had a wet dream today, but couldn't remember the details when I awakened. Dream of me. Keep me in your thoughts as you are in mine. Be my lover, husband, father of our babies forever. I sure love you, Sarah. Well, that was June 3rd, 1971. From sickness and bills to dreaming of their baby's hair color, my mom's letter covers it all. What stands out most is how grounded she stays. Even in discomfort, she's still playful, still affectionate, still thinking about my dad's reaction to her changing body. This letter reminds me that love and partnership are built not through grand romantic gestures, but through everyday survival and staying emotionally present. Even when they were thousands of miles apart, they were living this pregnancy together. Thank you for listening to the Allgoods, Vietnam Through the Eyes of Love. If you'd like to support the project, you can follow along at theallgoodslove.com.